All right.
And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. The Third Opinion podcast that you can hear Mondays at 2 and Fridays at 5 on the radio. And on our YouTube channel, you can hear it whenever. Because it's
Whenever you
YouTube.
pull it up?
Yeah, it's YouTube. We have a special guest today, a very special guest today, and it's my dear mother, Kimberly. Hello, Mama.
Hello, son.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for asking me.
Ethan's busy.
I know.
Andrew lives in Murfreesboro.
I know.
My friends don't like me.
I know. Your mama will always be there for you, though.
Even to record the show. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right. I'm ready to just jump on in. I got a really good first topic, and Andrew sent me this. The internet's been going out all day here at my house, and I don't know why. So it's like I've been getting like 3 or 4 funny pictures or memes every other hour or so.
Right.
And I can't play a game, and I can't listen to music. So I've been like, I've been checking the level. My house is like clean for the first time in like who knows when. Okay, so you know of Kenny Loggins,
Right.
and you know of Richard Marx,
Right.
Okay, yacht rock from the late 70s and 80s.
Okay.
Richard Marx tweeted this,
All
and I
right.
threw it up on screen just now.
Okay. A diss track about Kenny Loggins.
Richard Marx, his verified Twitter, so he tweeted, working on a diss track about Kenny Loggins.
Why?
It's the 2018 thing to do, I guess. Yeah, September 15th at 9 in the morning this year. That's so funny. Andrew sent me that, and I got a real good chuckle out of that one.
Now, why is he going to diss Kenny Loggins? Now, see, I would expect those two to be real good friends.
They probably are.
Yeah, I'd say they are. So I got the opportunity to meet Richard Marx.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, years ago, just, in passing.
Yeah.
He was with some of my radio station friends back in the day. And so that was pretty cool. He was up there doing some things with them at a Nashville station.
You were pretty big in the music industry, weren't you?
Yep. Very, very big.
And then you had kids.
I had you guys. Guys.
Yeah.
But it was certainly no trade-off. No, I'm just kidding. It was great. So,
But isn't it so
that is
just
hilarious. So should we be looking for some diss
I guess.
equipment now, some diss material?
I don't know if Richard Marx has done anything like artist-wise in the past whenever.
He was so big, though. He's like
Yeah.
Rick Roll and
Big.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Something will come up.
Yeah, he was big in the sense of like you always heard his songs and everybody knew who Richard Marx was, but like none of his songs really stand out.
I know. Could you name a Richard Marx song?
Hold On to the Night?
Oh, yeah.
Only because it was in a movie. I don't remember which movie. Hold on. I think it is his most popular song.
Right.
Hold on to the
night. Yeah. See, now I would have been
night.
hard-pressed to come up with a Richard Marx song.
Well, I always listen to 80s music. Like that's the only thing I listen to. 1987, so it's the tail end.
Yeah.
And it's adult contemporary. Yeah, I mean, there's just my favorite Richard Marx song is You Don't Have One.
Right. I was trying to
Whereas
think.
like tons of people have a favorite Kenny Loggins song.
I'm All Right. That was in the Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Which I saw recently. That was awesome, man.
Oh,
that was
nice.
A
What a
blast
good
from the
movie.
past. That was funny because I had forgotten how
Just
Bill
wild.
Murray.
Yeah, just
it
how
was
wild it is.
wide open. I
Yeah.
don't think you could get away with that now.
No, me and Ethan talked about, or maybe it was me and Trevor, the content. We're on like 70 episodes of just content now, and I don't remember what all we did
Yeah.
at what time. Like a couple things stand out. Like Viewing Party 4, that was a week-long endeavor to make an hour-long video. But I don't know who I was talking to. We were talking like some movies that you just can't make and get away with anymore.
Oh yeah. Caddyshack would be one.
Blazing Saddles.
Oh, there's no way
You
you get
can't
away
make
with Blazing
you
Saddles.
cannot make Blazing Saddles anymore.
Absolutely not.
It's still really funny and really good, and it's a product of the times.
Yes.
But you can't make that anymore. Spaceballs, another one you can't make and
No.
get away with.
You couldn't get away with that. But especially not Blazing Saddles.
No,
That's awesome.
What a good movie.
Yeah. You couldn't
But-
get away with that one.
But yeah, like I thought that was really funny and really random, and Andrew thought it was really funny.
That is funny.
Very
That's
random.
hilarious.
But yeah, no, I can't think of anything Richard Marx has done in the past 20 years. So that was 30 years ago. Was whenever he made that song.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
80, 90, 100, 30 years ago. Is that what you said?
Yeah. 87, 97, 07.
17, 31 years. Ooh, wee.
Yeah.
Oh, this is 18. Yeah, 31 years ago.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Richard Marx is only 54.
Wow, so he was a youngster.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with Toto. Toto, which I saw live. Toto, they're like 17, 18, 19 when they started and then made their most like popular songs. Like their first album had wonderful songs. And it was their first album. And they were like 17, 18, 19. They were younger than me.
Wow. Somebody I saw posted on Facebook or something that they had seen the Nashville Symphony doing Back in Black.
Yeah.
Cover. What, did you hear anything about that?
Was
that this weekend? Maybe last night or recently?
It might have been this past weekend. This weekend or this past weekend.
Oh.
2 weekends ago.
I'll bet that was incredible.
Yeah. The Beatles sang that me, Trevor, and Taylor saw earlier in the summer. I think it was in June.
They mentioned the AC/DC was going to come.
They didn't mention any of it, but they mentioned there was a director that you could have that had shows until the summer of next year. So they had some of them. Some of them sounded really, really good. They were doing like Phantom of the Opera.
Ooh.
Just the music of it.
Yeah.
Empire.
Sister would love that.
Yeah, and they had Empire Strikes Back music, Star Wars.
You'd love that.
I love that one. Trevor would love that one. They had a couple really good ones. They had like a Valentine's Day show or whatever in February. I don't know. I took a picture of it. I know Trevor still has that.
That would I would love that AC/DC though.
That would be.
Yeah,
really
I think it was an album. I think it was Back in Black, the album cover to cover.
Oh, it could be good. That could be interesting.
Well, that was when that was right after Bon Scott died. So it would be can't think of his name, but the replacement for
Angus
Bon
Young?
Scott. No,
No, what's his
Angus is always
Yeah.
the guitarist there. Well, I can see his face, but of course I was privileged enough to get to see Bon before he died a couple of times. I think I was just a little old bitty thing, but that was really wonderful.
Yeah, I can't find that Richard Marx has done anything in the past.
He probably
He's
hasn't.
like guest star on like a television thing or two.
Yeah.
And like that's it.
That's about it.
So if he makes a diss track about Kenny Loggins,
that's going to be hilarious. That's going to be so
if
fun.
if he even does.
Well,
I mean, it's Richard Marx. There's no reason for him to not to.
I know it. He's still very active though. In is he producing or something?
I think so.
It seemed like he was in the producing.
I just looked at music career.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done anything in like since like the late 90s.
Yeah, of course, if he saved his ducats there, he's doing very well.
Yeah.
I mean, if he got a good record deal and all that stuff.
Well,
so.
some of them did. Some of them had good record deals.
Yeah. So
some of them had bad record deals.
Some had horrible record deals.
Yeah, like Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Had bad.
Oh, he had a bad record deal?
He had tons of bad record deals.
Oh.
But he just loved doing music was the thing. Like one of my favorite albums is like him covering a ton of contemporary songs.
Yeah.
In 2005.
Really?
Yeah, and like it sounds wonderful. Like he naturally has a somewhat lower voice. Like his voice, singing voice, like this on the same octave as mine, pretty much. And it's really good. I'll have to send you the album.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But it's a really, really good album.
I didn't realize he had bad record deals.
Yeah, in the 80s especially, because it was like, here's this young kid that just wants to make music. He can make music.
Yeah,
and we don't have
let's
to pay him that
extort
much.
him.
Yeah, like for all of the Rick rolling and however many views the YouTube video has, like 60 something million now, probably 130. Now that I'm thinking about it, 130 million views. He's gotten like $1.12 or something. like that.
Oh, you're kidding!
He's gotten like nothing.
That is a bad deal.
It is a bad deal, and it's not like they could have foreseen a platform that people share things on in 1984, 1985, whenever it was. It's not like they could have foreseen that, but it was like in the event that something like this does happen, all the money goes to the producers and not the artists and the people that owns the music at that time.
Yeah. Of course, now if he wrote the song, he would have songwriters' rights.
Yeah.
With BMI and ASCAP and CSAC, but
not a lot of people wrote their songs. It was pretty split even. It was like people wrote their songs and they were great artists and popular, and then people did not write their songs and were good artists and
pass
popular.
them on.
Yeah.
You had like a handful of people who would write songs and then pass them off.
Yeah, especially for pop.
Yeah.
It's always been that way.
Pop, yeah. But nowadays, you're finding a lot of people who write their own songs and produce their own songs.
Which is extremely interesting.
Very.
There was, what was it? Who did that song, that Milkshake song that came out in the early 2000s, mid 2000s?
Yeah, where Milkshake in the Yard.
Yeah, that one.
I can see her face, but I can't.
Pharrell Williams
Uh-huh.
said he should have given that song to somebody else.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't enjoy the lady who sang it?
He didn't. The lady that sang it was like,
A one-hit wonder?
she was,
Uh-huh.
but she was also like not on board with Pharrell Williams as a person, I think.
Oh.
And so he's like, should have given that song to Beyonce or whoever he said. It was a while ago. But it's like, wow. He could have given that song to anybody else.
I didn't realize that was his song.
He wrote it, yeah. Which is wild that you just have these people that are constantly writing music and making music and doing things that have been around since the late 80s. Pharrell Williams is like in his 50s, I think.
I didn't realize that.
Or almost 50, one or the other. I don't feel like Googling any of this. Yeah. If I'm wrong, let me know.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy. That's fun.
What did you want to bring up?
Well, I don't know. This is very current this week. I'm
That's
sure that you've seen it. This is hilarious. Did you see the Weather Channel where the, you know where I'm going, where the guy is getting absolutely blown away? Now, the reason for it is not funny. With the Hurricane Florence.
Yeah.
Hurricane Florence.
It's one of like 4 active hurricanes.
It's horrible.
Right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
But Hurricane Florence, is really causing some trouble in North Carolina. But the Weather Channel, this guy is hysterical.
The Oscars are coming soon.
Oh yeah, they are, and he really needs to throw his hat in the ring.
Someone's going to nominate him.
Yeah, he's really
struggling. Really going at it.
He's struggling with the weather, and then these two guys just normally
casually stroll behind him. Yeah,
and so he's really putting his all into standing upright, but there's no reason that he should be doing that.
It's like
anyway, he's faking what's going on there.
Yeah.
At his particular spot.
Yeah.
That's the politest way I can put that.
Yeah, that's really funny. And I love that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious.
I was on that thread pretty fast. Like I saw that thread, I'm like, oh my gosh. And people's comments were so funny. I think I remember a couple of them. One of them, we're just talking about other news people that have done that.
Yeah. And gotten busted.
It's like that lady in the canoe whenever it was flooding really bad.
Uh-huh.
A couple years ago. Maybe 2000. Whenever it flooded real bad. Like all over.
Uh-huh.
All over the South. She was in a canoe with somebody else.
Uh-huh.
And then people were like walking in ankle deep water like right next to her. So she was 100% hamming it up. It was like, the water is so deep here. And it's like, you can see parked cars behind her and like people just walking in like barely ankle deep water.
Yeah. So word to the wise out there, if you're going to fake something for...
Go where other people are not.
Right.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where you cannot get busted. But he was saying, look at the trees and stuff. And of course, the wind was blowing.
Yeah. Well, trees are like... There's a reason why they move so easily because they have tons of leaves on them.
Right.
And like they're so naturally thin, it's supposed to blow around easily. That's the way just trees are designed.
And so you're going to get a good wind effect out of a tree.
Yeah.
But out of a person, an upright person, it's not going to happen.
No, I thought that was...
I mean, their hair wasn't even blowing.
Yeah. I thought that was really, really funny.
That was awesome. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
Oh, what was another one? I don't remember what another one was. There were so many comments. It has like 100,000 upvotes.
Oh, that was great.
People thought it was really funny.
That was on Reddit?
Yeah.
I saw it on my news feed that I get.
Nice.
I'm sure it was courtesy of Reddit.
Probably. And people were sharing it around also.
That was excellent. That was beautiful. I laughed so hard.
What was one of the other comments? It was so funny. I don't remember it.
I saw a couple of the comments, but I was laughing so hard by then. I was like, dude, really?
I remember one of the comments was like, I'm very glad that I go to weather.gov and get my news because it's so boring and like easy to read the way weather should be. It's like you're not trying to get people that are trying to go for Oscars or anything. Or trying to win an Emmy or whatever.
That's right, because they're daytime. Yeah, that particular segment would be trying to go for a daytime Emmy.
Yeah. I thought that was really funny. What was it?
Yeah. So maybe
The other
he
one-
needs to try and get a slot on a soap or something. on
Or
a soap
someone
opera.
probably told him like, "Hey, act like it's
Yeah.
act like it's
Ham
really
it up.
really yeah, ham it up."
Ham it up. We really need to get a better time slot.
That's entirely
Yeah.
likely.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at? 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So 14 minutes.
But anyway, he'll end up catching some flack over that. I'm sure he already has.
Who
His friends,
cares?
yeah, his friends and family are probably like, Dude,
What is
you're
wrong
so
with you?
busted. Yeah. Probably like, they told me to do it.
They told me to ham it up. I'm like, one of the other ones that like actually use like CG and augmented stuff to show in the studio
Yeah.
how high the water was actually going to be. I don't think I've shown you that one. But so the lady was standing in the weather report room, which you've done that before.
Right.
And she was standing at the green screen, and they have it now towards like a. So I'm standing here. It's a U-shaped green screen now.
That's so cool.
So it goes like there to all the way around the room, and they had it like 10 feet tall. So it was on the ground, and then a U-shaped, and then like 10 feet tall above her. And they pretty much cut to a current live feed of this street that they're on, or street that they're by, talking about how the hurricane, like, as it's coming in, it's going to bring in rain and then flood water, and this is like, by this time at the end of the week, it's going to be like 3 feet deep, and it said if it continues on this current path, it's going to be 6 feet deep, and the water behind her was like up to her neck, so it was actively showing you what it would look like.
Wow.
And it had like what's going on with this? Whatever, I'll fix it later. It had like it was actively showing in like really, really good detail, and it said by this time next week, if the storm is on its current path, it'll be up to here, and it was like 10 feet tall.
Wow.
And it was really, really cool. I have to show it to you. Well, not the storm was really cool, but the technology that they were using was extremely cool.
Yeah.
Because then it had like fish swimming by and like cars underwater and like street signs.
Wow.
Was like covered up. It was really, really interesting to see the technology being used.
That is cool.
I'll have to find that and
technology.
show it to you. Because
Yeah.
like 3 news stations use that, I think.
I like that.
It's pretty neat.
Was one of them the Weather Channel? Don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
Something on the internet.
Maybe.
That's cool. That is cool. I'd like to see that.
I'll have to
That
show
would
it to
be
you.
interesting to see. Because for me, I am a visual person like that.
Yeah.
And we've determined that some of it being left-handed, it's easier for me to grasp things if I can see them. And so I bet that's very beneficial for a lot of people to kind of put it into perspective.
Yeah, and it also shows like, hey, this storm's a big deal. You need to leave because
Right.
here's the street that you live next to, and here it is, the entire street engulfed
Yeah.
in water, 9 feet of water.
And if this weather keeps up, you need to get out of there.
Yeah,
Well, because there was a lot of loss, in Katrina because people just would not leave.
yeah,
And sure, subsequent hurricanes and stuff since then, too, I'm sure.
yeah. Same thing with Puerto Rico and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, what was the thing? I don't even know what to look for this. Weather, hurricane, 3D.
Yeah, 3D sounds
Let's try
good.
3D.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
let's
here it
see.
is, very first one.
I started saying
don't know.
maybe predictor.
Oh, here you go. Perfect. Here's a picture. Look at that. And then that was inside of the studio.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
So how could people find this? Storm surge animation.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
That is cool. Storm surge animation. Now,
very
that's
neat.
worth looking up.
Yeah, and I'm sure they could do that with like other stuff, like sandstorms, blizzards, typhoons, tsunamis, earthquakes.
Wow.
They could probably do that for anything.
Uh-huh.
But this is like the first one that I
That
remember.
actually is a Weather Channel.
Neato.
Uh-huh. Storm surge
I found it.
animation.
Yeah, but this is the
That's
first one
cool.
that I can remember seeing.
That's really neat.
Seeing it animated is wild. Yeah, it is the Weather Channel. 30,000 retweets. Seeing it animated is wild. Because
That's
it's like
something else.
it is technology so nifty when it works.
Nifty is a great word for that.
When it
and
works,
when it
it's great.
works, I like that
When
you
it
added
when it
that on
works.
there. Yeah.
I'm 50-50 on my Google Home.
Really?
And I haven't talked about it on the podcast because I'm like, maybe it'll fix itself later.
Do you
but I
expect it
haven't.
to? Do you expect they'll send a bug fixer? Oh, you don't?
No, because I think they're going to make something new
Instead of fixing what they've got?
instead of fixing what they've got. And it's good for what it does.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some situations where I'm like, where I'm like, hey, I'm not going to say, hey, Google, because that's going to activate it. Oh!
No! Just kidding.
So there's some situations where I'm like, hey, Google.
Leave them kids alone.
Turn on front porch light on. It's like, okay, front porch light on. And I'm like, thanks. And it's like, you're welcome. Thank you for thanking me. I'm glad we can help each other out. And I'm like, just say you're welcome. All I need you to say is you're welcome. I don't need you to go, no problem, or you got it. I don't need the sass.
Now my phone just lit up.
They're coming to get us.
I
don't need the robot sass. But there are some also other ones where I'm like,
see, now I would like for mine to speak back to me, because I say
I would want it to when it's
guy.
useful. When it's useful, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
But like when I'm in the shower and I'm blasting Richard Marx
or Kenny Loggins,
whoever releases the diss track first. I'm blasting music in the shower, 95. The volume's set to 95. I never go 100 on the volume because it's probably bad for the speaker, and the microphone.
Probably.
I imagine, and that's probably what the issue might be. It's just a bad speaker, bad microphone, or whatever.
No, it's just robot sass.
It's just
I think you
sass.
nailed it.
So I'm like in the shower, and I'm like, hey, Google. Hey, Google.
She can't hear you.
Hey, Google. And I'm in the shower, so I have blasting music.
The mic is on mute.
I have...
Press the button on the back of Google Home.
Okay, thank you. I have blasting music. I have shower, and I'm a room. I'm not even like a full room away. I'm like a quarter, 3/4 room away.
Right.
And I'm yelling at this thing to... what's the weather? What time is it? I'm in the shower. I don't know what time it is.
Right.
And I was late for church by 5 minutes because I wasn't sure what time it was.
Well, Glenn, my little speaker that you got me.
Yeah. Your
Google
Home Mini.
I had to move him from the one side of the bed to the other side because he couldn't hear me. And then, of course, that defeated the purpose of him being there, because I had, in the middle of the night when I wanted to know what time it was, I would actually have to wake myself up real big to find out what time it was, because I'd have to yell at him.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'd wake your sisters up, and then they'd come in there, Mom, are you all right? And then the dogs would start barking, and the cat would come through, and it's,
chaos.
Everybody's up all night.
And you just want to know what time it is.
That's
it's chaos.
all
All
I
I
want
want
to
to
know.
do is know what time it is.
Right. That's all I wanted to know is what time it was.
It's things like that. And then I'll say other words. Like me and Andrew. This happens almost nightly now. And it's really funny. But me and Andrew will just be like watching anime or talking about whatever. And my speech isn't exactly clear. It's not 100% perfect, but people can understand me. And that's fine. I'll be saying something, and then I'll hear, boop.
The mic's back on.
I'll hear, boop. I'm like, at no point did I say, okay.
Right.
Google. At no point did I say that. And then I'll stop on doing. I'll like, so I'm saying something, and then it's like I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear that, and I smack the space bar, and I'm like, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
Because I might have to do, and you're talking about how cool and nifty this is with the Google Home, about how I have it set to repeat command or whatever it's called, where I say, blah, 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 turn on the front porch light, and it's like front porch light on, boop, and it goes back to where I can say something again without having to say, okum dokum Google.
Right.
Really cool, really neat, because I hate having to say, front porch light on, bedroom light on,
right. See,
computer
that's
light
where
on.
I'm at. Right.
Yeah, and it's not just saying front porch light on, computer light on, bedroom light on.
Right.
I wish I could say all three of them at the same time, but you have to wait for each specific command, and I'm fine with that. But it's like, I think that might be the reason why it's, because that, as far as I know, is still in beta.
See, how did you find that particular setting?
It's just in the Google Home app.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't even know where that's at. Oh, is it on my phone?
It's on your phone.
Okay. That's why mine does not function at full capacities, because I don't know how, as y'all know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Amazon Echo actually alleviates the whole having to yell at it thing.
Oh.
Maybe. I want to see if Cecilia wants to trade for a little bit. Well, the only problem is that I love Google's API and open software that I get to use, because I have like 2 or 3 apps that I self-programmed. Well, no, I didn't program the apps, but the apps have things that you can self-program to do specific things. Like I have it set to where it logs where I am for each specific amount of time, like down to the minute. So like today I was at church, and it has whenever I got to church, and then whenever I left church. So I was at church for 40 minutes or whatever, and then driving, it has the route that I took to drive, and then it has It has me at Raphael's from this time to this time, and then getting gas, and then going home, and then it has all that stuff logged in on a physical thing that I can see where I was.
That's cool.
And that's using IFTTT and other stuff.
Just don't commit a crime.
I won't. So I have that, and that's great, but you can't do all that stuff with the Amazon Echo, Amazon Alexa. And I
like
cancel
Alexa,
my Prime.
because she's good with music. I like that.
Well, this one is too, except for that, like, I have headphones on, so I'm blasting music at like 90, I guess volume 90. I don't know what it's set to. So I have my headphones on because I can unplug them from my computer. I don't know why I'm wearing these. I have so I can just untwist the thing from my headphones and then like leave the cable on my desk and get up and come to the kitchen or go somewhere else. And then whenever I sit back down, all I have to do is grab the cable and put it back on, which is wonderful. I love these headphones. I'm a big fan of Audio-Technica. That's why I have these two microphones. But I have the volume set to 90, and then I'm like.
Yeah, I hate that.
And even if you're standing right here, I think the microphone's on the. So these two boys, and you can't really see on the radio, but on the other side it's a sphere. That's a microphone. That's a microphone.
On
and
the top.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's it. I know the Google Home Max, which is like a $400 speaker. Big. It's big. Yeah, it's huge, but it's like boombox size.
Is it?
Or half. It's like half boombox size. But it's supposed to be wonderful for music.
Really?
I think it has like 4 speakers, and then the Google Home Mini has 1 or 2.
Huh.
Maybe.
You know, the problem that I have with the Mini, also another one, is that it will respond. Glenn, as I call him, that he doesn't respond to.
Yeah.
But anyway, Glenn will respond to the television. So the television will say something, and then he will respond to that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and of course it cracks me up. It startles me. It catches me off guard, and then I start laughing because that's kind of odd. And and most of the time I can't. There was a commercial for Google, and every time he would respond with the same response.
That
every
is
time.
really funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
That is
so
really
I enjoyed
funny.
that one because then I got to where I'd look at him.
Yeah.
You know, and wait for his response.
That's really, really funny. I never had that problem though because I'm always
headphones.
Yeah. Or that. I think this is like I have 2 speakers in my house. It's this and then the bass bar that I have in the living room, I guess. Yeah. I guess that'd be my living room because it's my VR room. I'm thinking about changing it to where I have an actual set in here. Maybe.
That'll be fun.
Because we're just using my dining room table, and we have been for the past year or so. And like, there's no like good backdrop. 'Cause I would love to get the poster that Sophia and Cecilia got me, the Third Opinion podcast poster.
Yeah.
I have it hanging up in there. I'd love to have that set up somewhere. And all that room is not being used for anything at all. Is that a wasp in my house?
I believe it is.
All right, we're at 28 minutes.
The set has been breached.
Yeah, I guess. I sprayed bug spray everywhere. Oh my gosh. Oh, I also replaced my air filter after living here for a year and a half.
That was a good plan.
That was a good idea.
You'll see some difference on your electric bill inside.
Yeah, I hope so. How do you reckon he got in here? Anyway.
He may have come in with me.
Who cares? But yeah, that's just one of my complaints. I just really wish it was like better. I don't know how to fix that. Do I spend $60 and get a Google Home Mini for each part of my house isn't that big. So I shouldn't have to. Or I'm wondering if I should I can do 2 things. I can not worry about it and keep having this until they make a new one and buy the new one.
That's what I do.
That is probably what I'm going to end up doing. Or if I should just go on ahead and get like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth speaker and microphone set. So like I have a microphone. What I could do is, and we're at 29 minutes, I could have a microphone hanging from like a part of my ceiling.
Right.
That's really good and meant to yell at or whatever. With music blasting. Oh my gosh. We're just going to leave him up there.
Oh, there's not a nest up there anymore.
I hope not. It'd be the first I heard about it. I've been living here the whole time. So I have a microphone in the center of my house that's meant to yell at. It's the one that like everyone uses for loud stuff. It's the one that Michael Jackson used. Andrew has it. It's a not a condenser, dynamic mic.
Okay.
And then I have a speaker in each part of my house. So I have a speaker there in that corner, that room, and that room.
Okay.
And they're all Wi-Fi controlled.
Okay.
That goes to the Google Home.
Huh.
So I can say, "Bubbe boo boo, play Michael Jackson on the speaker system, whatever it's called." Because you can do that for the Chromecast. You can say, "Play YouTube on the Chromecast,"
Right.
and it'll play it.
Uh-huh.
So I wonder if I can do that.
That'd be an interesting setup.
But at that much, it'd be like 200 smackos, $200, and that's halfway to a Google Home Max.
How much is so I guess $400.
$350, $400.
Of course, Christmas is coming.
Hey,
You could have everybody buy you a piece.
It is. We're at 30 minutes, so. Mama, thank you for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, son.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, listen to us Mondays at 2 and Fridays at 5 on WCPI, the radio station. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.
And now, a word from this program's sponsor.
Somewhere Liquors is located in the Plaza Shopping Center across from Citizens Tri-County Bank. Their address is 1100 Smithville Highway, Suite 137 in McMinnville, Tennessee. Their business hours are 8 to 10 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 11 on Friday and Saturday, and 10 to 6 on Sunday. Their phone number is area code 931-304-8222. They feature a walk-in beer cave and have a wide selection of bourbons, whiskeys, vodkas, tequilas, and more. McMinnville's first liquor store is Somewhere Liquors.